Welcome to the Weather Guru podcast for Monday, November 18th, 2024. Please be sure to subscribe or hit that like button for the latest notifications of the latest videos on the lower 48 weather of the United States. Thank you for listening. Right now, we're looking at the current watches and warnings just briefly here before we get into the U.S. weather. There will be no tropical update today because there is no tropical systems entities either in the Atlantic, Pacific, or the Caribbean basins. So we'll look at right now the tornado warnings in effect right now for Louisiana and Texas. This includes Newton and Vernon counties here. As you can see, this line of storms is extending ahead of a cold front here on the warm sector side here. We have it moving fast here, northeast at 30 knots here. Tornado is radar indicated right now, and right now you can see it's producing heavy rain and winds for Newton and Vernon counties here. Now this is in Louisiana and Texas in the Ark-La-Tex region here, just to the about 2 hours south of Shreveport, Louisiana. This is going to be moving toward DeRidder, Louisiana, Fort Johnson South, and Leesville, Louisiana here. Tornado warning has about 12 to 13 minutes left. A tornado was located over Burkeville, moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. Please move to the lowest interior room of your house or basement if you have one, or to the interior bathroom away from windows. Radar indicated rotation. Flying debris will be dangerous. The storm will be near Burr Ferry around 5:55 Central Standard Time. This includes Weirgate, Louisiana. Once again, for Newton and Vernon counties in Louisiana, Texas district here. Tornado was located, radar indicated over Burkeville, moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. Torrential rain anyway, heavy. You can see this bow echoing here of this storm right in there. That notch, that info notch right there is where the tornado is located. South Toledo Bend, you're in the path. Fort Johnson South, DeRidder, Leesville, and all these areas here, please take cover. The radar indicates tornadoes on the ground. Now we're going to switch over from the reflectivity here to the storm relative velocity here, and you can see the coupling right there where the National Weather Service has the warning right there. The reds touching the greens inbound, reds away from the radar here, and you can see the coupling right there, the couplet right there in the storm relative velocity here, and you can see the velocity values here. You can see it right there better clearly there. There you go. And the radar site is right here. The beam, the dropout here is south of Simpson, Louisiana, and you can see just about how far away from is it here. You can see from the radar site. You can see the distance here from I'll say it's about 41 miles away from the radar site here in Louisiana. So Leesville, you're in the path. Hornbeck, South Toledo Bend, Kerrsville, Fort Johnson South, Fort Johnson North. These areas are going to be located in the path of this tornado here. This coupling here, you can clearly see it on the radar here. The reds touching the greens here. Rotation is available. Tornado is radar indicated. No storm spotters have reported seeing one yet, but there is one, a very strong coupling there, as you can see. And also on the reflectivity here, you can see strong heavy rains here indicated by the deep reds, and you can see the bending of this arcing, the bowing of this line of storms here, this quasi-linear convective line of storms here. Once again, in that area, if I zoom out here, you can see this area extends all the way back down from Shreveport, Louisiana, all the way down. And so you want to definitely take cover here as I extend the radar out here. You can see here that this line of storms extends all the way from Beaumont, Texas, up through the Ark-La-Tex, Fort Johnson, DeRidder, Nacogdoches, Mansfield, Shreveport, Texarkana, just to the east up to southern Arkansas, El Dorado, and Pine Bluff, just to the south of Little Rock there. And these storms are going to continue to provide that storm. Elsewhere, we have in Houston just a special marine warning here in the Galveston Bay area. Be careful if you're out there. Some storms out there look like they're capable of producing water spouts, 49 knot winds. Winds gusts of nearly to 50 knots. Small craft advisory includes Smith Point, Northeastern Galveston Bay, and Trinity Bay there until 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're coming out there in Galveston Bay, any of the points, Baytown, Beach City, Oak Island, be very careful there in the Galveston Bay there, as those storms are rotating in there and they're providing strong storms and gusty winds out there in that area, in the Houston Bay area. So just be very careful out there in that area as well. Now, moving on, going back to the U.S. here, you can see the National Weather Service hazards here. We have a bunch of hazards here that are located here. We want to start with the hazards here in the central U.S. here. You can see there's a bunch of wind hazards here in the brown wind advisories here just as this frontal boundary comes through. So anybody in Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas, up through central Champaign, Illinois, Peoria, the Quad Cities, down through OKC, Enid, Red River Valley, Wichita Falls, Texas, O'Deadland, Mesa, El Paso, the Franklin Mountains, up into North New Mexico, Clovis, New Mexico, and Roswell. You guys are under wind advisories into the Dakotas as well as the snow showers. This is the north of I-90 for Bismarck and Pierre, just to the north of you guys. Winter weather warnings in pink and watches and advisories for your first little dusting of snow of the late fall season here. Red flag warning still strong in Massachusetts here, from the Berkshires back toward the Mass Turnpike toward Boston and Nantucket Islands there. But you can see that Connecticut and Rhode Island have been taken off the red flag warning, so that's good news. High elevation snow is possible in West Virginia, snowshoe West Virginia up to Elkins and the Panhandle of Maryland as well, out there in Allegheny County. Higher elevations. Winter storm watch has been posted for those snows that are going to be coming later Wednesday. Now out west we have the same cornucopia of warnings here in pink. Winter storm warnings in the Cascades have been posted, as well as winter storm advisories here in pink for the stovepipe of Idaho, and then into Montana, the Sawtooth Mountains of Montana and Idaho, and then the Yellowstone Park, of course. And then on the coastline, we have those high wind warnings as the system comes in, bringing heavy rain and mountain snow, of course, down to the California Sierras, high Sierra countries. Winter weather advisories and freeze warnings have been posted for the central Joaquin Valley there, all the way down to the 99 freeway, all the way down to Fresno almost, and into the central valleys there. So something to keep in mind. You can see here the water vapor. There's that big comma shape. That's that cold front that's going to be phasing into another system here, bringing initially warm air and then cold air. It's going to be coming much cooler air because the jet stream takes a dip in the eastern to 2/3 of the country after Wednesday. Much cooler temperatures going to be felt in the northeast, mid-Atlantic, as well as the south as well for those morning lows. So be watch out for that. But dry air behind it. Look at that. Dry air in Texas and orange all the way back. Dry air in Florida. Really dry air. Orange. Very beautiful day there. Not humid as much. And you get the radar here. Once again, I'm showing the radar, the National Weather Service radar, courtesy of WSI. You can see those showers coming in through Beaumont, Lake Charles, up through Shreveport, Oil City, Texarkana, El Dorado, Arkansas. All these areas are getting hit. Houston on the north side of the loop getting hit. The Woodlands, down to Galveston Bay. Like I said, just that marine warning I showed you there. Now looking here, you can see a more clear picture of the rain extending into the Mississippi, Macomb, and to Jackson, Mississippi, along 220 there, coming up through, coming through Biloxi and Gulfport there. Rain will be coming into Mobile. Just scattered showers off the Gulf here, of some of the remnants of what's left of Sarah's pushing through, or what was Sarah, tropical rainstorm Sarah. So now we have the severe outlook, the Storm Prediction Center here panel here. You can see most of the severe weather is concentrated in the south, that Architect region here, and it's been given a 2 out of 5 for today. And that yellow region, a marginal slight risk, of thunderstorm activity there. That's about a 2 out of 5 or a 3 out of 5 there. 2 out of 5 is slight risk, and the rest of the areas a 1 out of 5 marginal risk here in green here. Extends up into the central Kansas, Nebraska, Omaha, places like that, along 70, Independence, Missouri, Rolla, Missouri, Joplin, down through Little Rock, El Dorado, those areas, Fort Smith, Fayetteville, Arkansas, down to the Mississippi Valley there, and all the way to the coastline from New Orleans. So be careful for that on day one. And then day two, the same thing. We have those tornado warnings, limited chance there, mostly hail. It's going to be straight line winds, damage, and stuff like that possible with these spin ups here, as far as the Storm Prediction Center has outlined for us very beautifully. So you can see here, once again, we have that frontal boundary moving in. It's going to create really fall-like conditions next week for Thanksgiving, next Thursday and next Friday, as the jet stream takes a dive south from Canada, bringing cold air to the upper Midwest, Northeast, and the Southeast Mid-Atlantic here as we get towards next week here. So something to look forward to. This has been your Weather Guru report for November 18, 2024. Thank you for listening. Please be sure to subscribe, and I'll definitely catch you on the next episode. Thank you. God bless.